platforms. Alphabet Atlas, please. So it really is. I was thinking about this the other day, like how my dad really didn't want to buy Union of the Snake by Duran Duran. He really didn't want to buy it. It was an album put out in the same title. It had a song on their album called Union of the Snake. I thought that is a really cool song, and I really like this song, and I really want to get it. And he's like, no. And we had a big debate, and I unfortunately won. And I was wrong. And I debated devil's advocate style, literally the devil's advocate. No, but it's a song about, it's a rock song. It's just cool. Snakes are snakes. They're not like, it doesn't mean anything. It's not worshiping the devil or the United Nations or the World Health Organization symbol that's in Genesis. No, it's not. And tempting everybody like almost through force and cheating. It's not even real temptation. It's like, you can't go out unless you take the apple. How's that? It's like, even the snake didn't go so low, but you give a snake an inch, it takes an eternity, right? And so now it has the entire world, so it might as well go, well, you're going to take it. And this is the mass apple. This is the mass, like the black mass. It's all the masses. It's like a mass. When you got all the mass together as one, it's like a mass. It's a ritual. The sum total is a ritual. So it's like energy equals mass. The times by mass of the earth is like basically, so the ritual, right? The going to the ceremony, that this is your reality. Right? I'm doing Instagram and YouTube. I'm not looking off to people. I was like, I'm looking up to these people. I'm looking down to here. So it's like, where's your audience, Matt? Above or below? As is above is below. Don't try me. I will throw scripture. You throw rainbows. Take that. Weaponize Christmas and Easter. Shut down all the churches on Easter. That's like a weapon that's where the church became. You're like, but I want to go and thank God and worship. And like, it's cry. What? You closed? We're closed. Even Christ can't stop this germ. But I can. Well, you're stronger than, well, that's not. Okay. Look, Christ would have taken the Pfizer. There was even churches that said Christ would have taken Pfizer over Johnson & Johnson. Did you know that? I want to see some alphabets on paper, my friend. Please. Now we are going to do the cleansing. Using clean water, of course, structured water. Somebody says, I was putting the red clay to grow hair on my scalp with tap one. I'm like, don't forget, clay drinks. So it's drinking all the fluoride and then spitting it back into your scalp. You know what I mean? It's like it's you don't want it to transfer anything but itself and the millions of years of its magical, spongy, mineral. Which way do I go? What do I suck in? What do I give? It's a giving mud. Wow, the giving mud. So God put it there. If you don't figure it out and you're listening to some talking snake that's going to fly off with his other friend, his other gay snake that flies, you know what I mean? Because they're all flying. They're like fairy snakes, right? Flying around, snake. Oh, there's the flying snake of medicine. And it's like the flying snake of medicine, everyone. And then like he comes out. Okay, now for this year, you're going to have to take these 5 boosters so you can't leave. Shut up. Put a sock on it. It's not a mask anymore. We call it a sock, even though it's over the mouth. Put a pig ball or apple in your mouth and get on the roasting stick. People say, you mean spit? And I was like, whatever, man. You want to act like you know the word? What are you going to do? What's your solution? Off grid, I got a farm. Okay, they know where you are. You're on YouTube. They're going to come and grab all your eggs. Idiot. I made a fence. Okay, you're the one guy on the other side of that fence. You also can't get out now. You want to have something they're all going to want. And that would be, well, it turns out the entire medical establishment doesn't actually heal people. Do you know anybody who had cancer, got chemotherapy, and lived to 100? That's like my thing. It's like live to 100. Whatever that guy did. How's that as measure of a gold standard for what health is. Minimum 100. You don't make 100, you're unhealthy. If you don't make it to 100, you're unhealthy because, you got a bullet to the head. It's like, that's cheating. And that's what they're doing to people who reverse age like me. Want me dead. They try to break up my family. They try to put stress on us. In the end, she's just going out and doing recon for me. She's on assignment. She's finding out who I shouldn't trust. Watch out. Watch out. Watch out for the Christ Jezebel. But you know what? I got compassion. How do I work? You have no idea how double, triple agents, Scotland Yard, James Bond, all this works. But I'll tell you one thing. You better still be working for me, and you're on rogue assignment. Because when nothing's going to be allowed for me to trade with, to live, I will have the maximum healing, reverse aging, everlasting life as a gift. So you can stay in your cryptocurrency system, or you come out and play in the clay, or let's clay in the dirt, in the dust where you're from. Ashes to ashes for salvation. No, I'm not talking about drinking a Kool-Aid, taking a shot, getting on a cross, nailing yourself to wood. I'm talking about you're out of the matrix. I'm going to connect you back to the secret. You live 800 years if you replace shampoo, toothpaste, all of your medicine or healing elixirs and tincture from the pharmacia industry with clay. That's what I give you. And I give you good flat earth. I give you the best flat earth out there you could ever get. I give the best flat earth. Right? I blow your mind. I basically put your entire mind, okay, this is the way you think. I put it in my mouth, right? And then I suck it right back and forth. And then you all go, I blow your mind. And if I'm going to blow your mind, then basically it has to. You mean epiphanical? Somebody's going to come out going, epiphanical. Thank you. Grab that just in time. In the hoop. So, word. Pass him the word. Got it. The epiphany of all epiphanies. If I take all these different colored clays that I have, and I find particular deposits with a particular grade of organism viability or active Kirlian life force. Kirlian because I want to almost take Kirlian photographs of the clay for some beautiful Kirlian photography. If you need a Kirlian camera, it's just a filter you can get on Adobe. So I'll look at that first before I make that offer out there. No, it's a big thing. I got to have a drape over my head, like the old style. Poof, poof. This fire that goes off. No wonder, the Indians were scared of it. Magic trick, and there was be fire, boom, and they were like, "Camera will steal your soul," and that was their first instinct. Guy hides behind a curtain, you see poof, and then there's a picture of you and your Indian tribe, and you're like, we just sold our souls. We just sold our souls. My guy got our souls. You put her, and then rip it up, and in warfare, it's like, no, not so fast. Here's some rum. What's that? You'll find out. Drink the whole bottle. Then they look at each other, and then the mirror, and then the Christ, and then the globe, and you captured the native Indians who were transported to Atlantis from some other colony, and then made to think that they're from here. Don't know a lick of the soil. Don't know anything. Got to watch out because I come in and what's interesting too is I'm able to go on the property, and before they even show me the color, I'm like, you mean this over here? And I'm like, I'm like on their property, and I'm like, you mean blue like here? And then I'm like scraping my pickaxe across the ground, and they're like, there's blue there and there's blue here. I know where it all is. Thank you. And it's like, I can't believe it brought me to this point. It's like, and it's so real what's going on. Like, I've had 3 tours that I've taken out to of ladies. I've taken out to the intersection where the primary color red clay and primary color blue clay and yellow clay actually form like a triangular node. And this node repeats every 3 kilometers, almost like a flower of life stitching, point stitching, sacred geometry stitching, like it probably connects into circles and the whole thing. The whole thing's a living soil. And so once you find one node, then you're like, boom, boom, and you go flower of life, but at what distance? And you go boom, boom, boom. And you start, working within that 3 kilometer web, and it starts to repeat. So this web's repeating as the soil underneath the coffee colored brown dirt, 5-6 inches underneath is an anatomy of different colors and highways of colors. All active organism, soil. Active soil, I would say, is unactive or inactive or dead soil. Protein rich, but not amoeba classification bacteria. So the whole thing's like that. So, and just like an organism, it's like you cut through it, there's nothing really in there except organism. And this is a uniform dirt dust that's a bit humid. Never seen the sun. It's like, it's like Plato's cave comes out. It starts to see form, absorbs the rays of the sun. Never had the sun before, not right to it. And it grabs those rays after millions of years of formation and stores them. Dry it out, and then those rays release. I witness and think when you add structured water to it, that then animates it, turns it into clay. And been using this system one color since 2002, way before you even heard of YouTube and the flat Earth. And I was already on stages talking about flat. Both were coinciding. I didn't think they'd be the intersecting, but because I know about the world and the horizon and the art and nature as a fractalogist or a echometric, echometrist. I used to call fractal echometry, like it's like an echo. The first right? Echometry, like metric system, measure, like an echo across a canyon. The echometry of this to that to the form and nodes and everything, like tributaries, the shape on the land, the landscape of things, of all surfaces that are organic and grow, especially from elements or from outward from a heart pumping. All things that move have a heart. And things that don't have a heart kind of stay put, like a rock or the clay, but they're alive. We see it. And you wouldn't think with the dirt, but the clay is alive. Can you please alphabet me? Over there. You want to bet? You want to alphabet? You want to have a bet with an alpha man? This is your thing. Do you want to show them? That's a lot of power you hold there. You have light. Who gave you that?
Emerson.
No, it was another guy that we just met.
It was Emerson.
We're going to go see him again. He's the one with the clay.
No.
Nope, gaslight. Not going to tell you. So, but, well, now we know at least the son knows who he is. So, when my father broke and then he bought the album, I was like, I was listening to it over and over again. And I was like, I'm looking at this world hell scare system and its symbols, the snake. And boy, is it scary when you're on the outside and you know there's a superior thing out in nature, a whole system. A system that's helped you naturally evacuate a tumor from your body without it mitigating its growing and then breaking off and then absorbing it out and using it for your teeth and arthritis, carpal tunnel. And then this thing shows up and it's like, yeah, coming at you, flat Earth. And you're like, we're not coming right at you. We're coming at you with the snake. And you're like, and you just completed the Adam and Eve painting. I did. And this thing's all starting to happen. And my son's born the 1st of the 9th month, 1/9. And the minute it came out in 2018, which is 11, when you do the basic gematria, not your sci-fi hocus pocus gematria. Gematria, where you can't really play around with theory gematria, is you take the numbers 1 to 9, you take your alphabet from the English language, and you put an A under this number 1 and then a B under 2, and you do your columns. And then you take those letters or those numbers, they come up to a letter, they come up to a number, right? And they represent something. In this case, it's just I'm adding up the numbers. At one point, it comes to 11 before 2, because you add 1, 1, it's 2. So it's 2018. So 2 and 1, 3 and 8. 2018 is 11, which 1 and 1 is 2. So it's number 2. 2 towers, 11. 2. 2 ones. 1 plus 1 equals 2. 2 is 11. Get it? And so 1/9. No, sorry, we're not going to have any facts. We don't. We have a no broken skin philosophy. If he's fine, we don't want to break any skin at this point. Now that he's out in the world, all turning to each other like, we got a problem. And it's like, yeah, Houston's got a problem. This is a math problem. This is a problem. And then from that point, we've been chased. And I said we would be chased right into a pandemic after I re-entered New York as a designer, artist, comedian, painting floors. Then developing a campsite where I got stake in land with my wife, building a business for the family. Permanence. They're shut down the U.S. All this is happening while we're doing it. And I'm like, and nest egg to escape. Tumor comes out while we're like in exile. Borders immediately shut down within 48 hours of me going across one. It's when the borders shut down. Okay. He's escaped the matrix. He's left with the cargo. Like my son's the comparative study has 0 dorks of any kind, not even vitamin K. And so that's the comparative study. And it saved me a bundle, like during these tough times with medicine and stuff like that. So he's out there playing. So, and when he's sick or hurt or whatever, I just use a clay. It's such a simple, threatening system. It's so simple. It's threatening. That's why it's a threat. It's been there all along. It's coded in the Bible. We're on a mountain of this amazing stuff right now going on. World Health Organization. All these spells, yuan, the Chinese yuan. You mean the Chinese is UN? You mean the UN? You mean China's the UN? You mean the UN uniforms are going to be on Chinese soldiers coming in to stabilize? The Chinese UN? Where does it go? How do you behave when your dollar goes digital down? Everything was fear. Watch out how they just corral you in, because in the end, you have a certain amount of time right now to have that clay. When they say, no, you can't buy that. They're closing you in. They're now taking your ability to decide what you can eat. What kind of medicine. They just did a whole play. They did a survey. The whole thing was a survey, plus depopulation, all sorts of other things, and chip you and experiment. But it was a survey, like whether you would resist to the CBDCs, crypto, Bitcoin, a Bitcoin. That's all you're going to get. Even that was like part of the survey. Will they do that? They were get all these beta tests going on because you're a fucking beta. You're not an alpha. And then they just throw me on Insta scam again, Instaban again. I'm going to wrap this up. There's the clay. I brushed my teeth with it. I was going to shave today, but I thought the program went dead again. So now they got two platforms. One platform I talk about, like Instagram, went down again. And then they got enough for a Saturday Live sketch, right? Because they got controlled into a circumstance. I'm going to be doing now. Where's your alphabet? You were supposed to write any letter you can remember, Atlas. I want it on the paper. We're going to go over that before we do anything else. Talk to you soon. You got to choose what you look at on the internet, or suddenly a bunch of thumbnails show up and you think you chose. You need to know how to write words, type them in, because you can use the internet.
Are you all done?
Almost, but we're going to do words first. So get some math power, Clay. I'm going to take care of the little man, make some calls. Talk to you all soon. Irie, Brenda, we'll talk soon. And hopefully today. And then get some Clay, mathpowerclay@mailfence.com and mathpowerland@gmail.com in case the first one inbox is full. And DM me here, but be aware, you got to email me because they remove DMs very quickly. Sometimes I've seen them disappear in front of my eyes. So I don't even know if you are getting a hold of me. So go to Instagram and email me if you're not on Instagram. And if you want to find me on Instagram, it's Math Power Clay, formerly Math Powerland, still Math Powerland. It's just we're in a different department now. We're replacing all of the plastic and the poison.
Something is wrong with the computer.
Yeah, it's like it's not on. That's what's wrong with it.
I don't know.
It's not on. That's what's wrong with it, buddy.
Daddy, just get it on.